Amedeo Avogadro, 1776 to 1856, the first scientist to realize that elements could exist in the form of molecules rather than as individual atoms, originator of Avogadro's law. Jacob Perezelius, 1779 to 1848, a founder of modern chemistry, the first person to measure accurate atomic weights for the chemical elements, discovered three elements: cerium, thorium, and selenium. Divides the modern symbols for elements, described how chemical bonds form by electrostatic attraction. Dmitry Mendeleev, 1834 to 1907, discovered the periodic table in a dream, utilized the organizing principles of the periodic table to correctly predict the existence and properties of 6 new chemical elements. Henry Mosley, 1887 to 1915, proved that every element's identity is uniquely determined by its number of protons, establishing this is the true organizing principle of the periodic table. Correctly predict the existence of 4 new chemical elements, invented the atomic battery. Niels Bohr, 1885 to 1962, founded quantum mechanics when he remodeled the atom so electrons occupied allowed orbits around the nucleus, while all other orbits were forbidden. Architect of the Copenhagen Institution for Quantum Mechanics. Robert Poyle, 1627 to 1691, transformed chemistry from a field bogged down in alchemy and mystics to one based on measurement. He defined elements, compounds, and mixtures, and he discovered the first gas law, Poyle's law. Lawrence Berg, 1890 to 1971, discovered how to locate the positions of atoms in solid using X-ray diffraction, enabling scientists to build 3D models of the atomic arrangement in solids. The discovery was arguably the most significant experimental breakthrough of 20th century science. Hennig Brown, 1630–1710, discovered phosphorus, becoming the first named person in history to discover a chemical element. George Brandt, 1694 to 1768, the first named person in history to discover a new metal cobalt, was one of the first scientists to condemn alchemy, publicly demonstrating tricks used by alchemists to make people think they could make gold. Robert Bunsen, 1811–1899, discovered cesium and rubidium, discovered the antidote to arsine poisoning, invented the zinc carbon battery and flash photography, discovered how geysers operate. Erwin Chargaff, 1905 to 2002. Chargaff's rules paved the way to the discovery of DNA's structure. Marie Curie, 1867 to 1934, co-discovered the chemical elements radium and polonium, made numerous pioneering contributions to the study of radioactive elements, carried out the first research into the treatment of tumors with radiation. John Dalton, 1766 to 1844. Dalton's atomic theory is the basis of chemistry. Discovered J-Losek law relating gases, temperature, volume, and pressure. Discovered the law of partial gas pressures. Democritus, 460 to 370 BC, devised an atomic theory featuring tiny particles allows in motion, interacting through collisions. Advocated a universe containing an infinity of diverse inhabits worlds governed by nature, mechanists' law rather than God. Deduced that the light of a star explains the Milky Way's appearance. Discovered that a cone's volume is one-third that of the cylinder with the same base and height. Empedocles, 490 to 430 BC, an ancient theory of natural selection, mass conversion, and the four elements which are now often misattributed to Aristotle. Michael Faraday, 1791 to 1867, discovered electromagnetic induction, devised Faraday's law of electrolysis, discovered the first experimental link between light and magnetism, carried out the first room temperature liquefaction of gas, discovered benzene. Rosalind Franklin, 1920 to 1958, provided much of the experimental data used to establish the structure of DNA. Discovered that DNA can exist in two forms. Established the cool acts as a molecular sieve. Willard Gibbs, 1939 to 1903. Gibbs invented vector analysis and founded the science of modern statistical mechanics and chemical thermodynamics. George D. Havesey, 1885 to 1966, discovered element 72, hafnium, pioneered isotopes as tracers to study chemical and biological processes, discovered how plants and animals utilize particular chemical elements after they are taken in as nutrients. Fred Hoyle, 1915 to 2001, established that most of the naturally occurring elements in the periodic table were made inside stars and distributed through space by supernova explosions. Irini Curry, 1897 to 1956, co-discovered how to convert stable chemical elements into designer radioactive elements. These have saved millions of lives and are used in tens of millions of medical procedures every year. Martin Galapros, 1743 to 1817, discovered the chemical element uranium, zirconium, and thorium, naming the first two of these elements. Verified the discoveries of titanium, tellurium, and strontium, again naming the first two. Stephen Collick, 1923 to 2013, invented Kevlar, the incredibly strong plastic used in applications ranging from body armor to tennis racket striking. Anthony Lavoisier, 1743 to 1794, a founder of modern chemistry, discovered oxygen's role in a combustion and respiration. Discovered that water is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen. Provide the diamond and charcoal are different forms of the same element, which he named carbon. Ernest Lawrence, 1901 to 1958, invented the cyclotron, used by scientific teams in his laboratories to discover large numbers of new chemical elements and isotopes. Founded big science. Jean Marquet, 1769 to 1858, author of Conversions on Chemistry, a unique textbook for its time written for people with little formal education, such as girls and the poor. The book inspired Michael Faraday to overcome his poor origins to become a great scientist. Jolionata, 1903 to 1979, discovered how to produce polymer chain with orderly spatial arrangements, stereo-regular polymers. Alfred Noble, 1833 to 1896, invented dynamite, the plastic cape, gelignite, and ballistite, grew enormously wealth manufacturing explosives, used his wealth to bequeath annual prizes in science, literature, and peace. Hans Christian Ørsted, 1777 to 1851, discovered electromagnetism when he found the electric current caused a nearby magnetic needle to move, discovered piperine, and achieved the first isolation of the element aluminium. Louis Pasteur, 1822 to 1895, the father of modern microbiology, transformed chemistry and biology with his discovery of mirror image molecules, discovered anaerobic bacteria, established the germ theory of disease, invented food preservation by pasteurization. Linz Pauling, 1901 to 1994. Maverick giant of chemistry, formulated valence bond theory and electronegativity, founded the field of quantum chemistry, molecular biology, and molecular genetics, discovered the alpha helix structure of proteins, provide that sickle cell anemia is a molecular disease. Margaret Berry, 1909 to 1975, discovered francium, the last of the naturally occurring chemical elements to be discovered. All elements since have been produced artificially. William Perkin, 1838 to 1907. At age 18, starting the census dye revolution when his discovery, a Malvin, brought the once formidably expensive color purple to everyone. Perkins' revolution took the world by storm, transforming textile, foods, and medicine. Severe Man, 1888 to 1970, discovered that light can donate a small amount of energy to a molecule, changing the light's color and causing the molecule to vibrate. The color change acts as a fingerprint for the molecule that can be used to identify molecules and detect diseases such as cancer. William Ramsay, 1852 to 1916, predicted the extent of the noble gases and discovered, or was first to isolate, every member of the group, created the world's first neon light. Ernest Rutherford, 1871 to 1937, the father of nuclear chemistry and nuclear physics, discovered and named the atomic nucleus, the proton, the alpha particle, and the beta particle, discovered the concept of nuclear half-lives, achieved the first laboratory transformation of one element into other. Glenn-Seaborg, 1912 to 1999, took part in the discovery of 10 of the periodic table's chemical elements. His work on the electronic structure of elements led to the periodic table being rewritten. Hermann Staudinger, 1881 to 1965, founded macromolecular chemistry when he established that molecules made of hundreds of thousands of atoms exist, demonstrated that synthetic polymers can make fibers similar to natural fibers, discovered polyoxymethylene, discovered berzoyroid, naturally insecticides. J. J. Thomson, 1856 to 1940, discovered the electron, invented one of the most powerful tools in analytical chemistry, the mass spectrometer, obtained the first evidence for isotopes of stable elements. Harold Urey, 1893 to 1981, discovered deuterium, showed how isotope ratios in rocks reveals past Earth's climates, founded modern planetary science. The Miller-Urey experiment demonstrated that electrically sparking simple gases produce amino acids, the building blocks of life. Alessandro Volta, 1745 to 1827. Pioneer of electrical science, invented the electric battery, wrote the first electromotive series, isolated methane for the first time, discovered a methane-air mixture could be exploded using an electric spark, the basis of the internal combustion engine. Sergey Winogradeski, 1856 to 1953, founded microbial ecology, discovered chemosynthetic life forms which obtain energy from chemical reactions rather than from sunlight, discovered nitrogen-fixing bacteria in soil that make nitrates available to green plants. Don't forget like video and make subscribe. Thanking for watching.